Instagram. My name is Lisa and I am the maker and owner of Clay Jewelry. I make polymer clay earrings like what I am wearing. These are a style that aren't quite available yet. They're going to be in my next line, but if you would like a pair for yourself right away, I will put a link down below to make a custom pair for yourself. I will also link my shop in case you want to check that out and see what kind of work I do or do a little shopping for yourself. I post videos every single week talking about polymer clay tutorials, tips, tricks, and business advice. So if that is something that you are interested in, then definitely hit that subscribe button down below and turn on post notifications so you get notified every time I post a new video. And when you do that, welcome to the Of Clay family. And those of you who are subscribed already, welcome back and thank you so much for supporting my channel. I am really excited about today's video because of a few things. I have reached 1,000 subscribers and I'm actually past that now, so that is really exciting for me. And so I just wanted to say a really big thank you to you guys for all of the support and love. Next week on Tuesday, which is when I normally try to put out videos, is my birthday. I thought, why not celebrate the 1K subscriber milestone and my birthday all in one video? So I am going to be doing a giveaway, so watch till the end of the video to learn about how you can enter and what kind of very cool prizes that I have picked for you to win. So with my birthday being next week, I'm going to announce the winner of the giveaway on Tuesday, and I figured I will do a Q&A. So I would love for you to drop any and all questions regarding polymer clay business and Of Clay Jewelry down below in the comment section or DM them to me. I'm going to try and cover as many questions as I possibly can in next week's video. So if you've followed me along on YouTube, you may or may have not watched my how to perfectly sand polymer clay jewelry video. I will link that video down below for you to check out because you definitely want to watch that before jumping into this one. But that video is actually my most watched and most popular video. As helpful as I hope that video has been for you guys, there were still a lot of questions and issues you guys were having. And so I wanted to make an extension of that video and do today's video as a part 2 to how to perfectly sand, polish, and shape your polymer clay jewelry. So today I'm going to show you how I personally sand, polish, and buff my jewelry. I'm gonna talk to you about my favorite grits to use and what I think works best, at least for my jewelry and getting a finished product like what I am wearing. I'm gonna show you how I shape and how I use my Dremel tool. I am also going to talk about how to get those pesky white sandy residue marks off of your jewelry after you've sanded or used acetone on your jewelry. And I'm very excited about that because I know there is no other place on the internet that talks to you about how to get rid of those white marks every single time they happen, and I have a solution for you. So I'm very excited to share that with you so that you can elevate your jewelry and won't struggle with that issue anymore. So grab a snack, grab something to drink, relax, and let's get into sanding, buffing, and polishing your jewelry. So I have my cardboard set up and the pieces that I am going to be working on. And I specifically picked these pieces because the terracotta piece is very easily prone to that white residue when you sand it. So I wanted to show you how I work with that, as well as shaping these leopard pieces, smoothing them, and also getting rid of the white residue that can appear on patterns such as this. How I buff and shape my jewelry is using the Dremel stylo. I normally have it at a 3.5 when I do this. This is my drill bit. I just wanted to show you how I remove it because some people were asking about how to remove and attach this piece. So you just hold down this lock button on the back, you twist the top off, and you take these pieces out. So there's an attachment that this drill bit fits into as well as the drill bit. And I set this off into a little box that I use for storing my most used drill bits. And then for buffing, I use this soft buffing tool as well as the attachment that it fits for. If you buy this set, you have to kind of match the ends with each other to see which fits best. And then they will tighten and secure when you attach this black piece onto it. So I put the silver piece in it. Sorry, I don't know the name of it. This black part, and then the buffer bit. So I'll put that in there. I hold down the lock, and then I go ahead and screw this on until it's really tight and secure, and then this will be held into place. So with my rainbow pieces, I try to cut them pretty straight and even, but as you can see, sometimes the edges from slicing get sticky. This clay got a little bit too warm when it was unbaked, but that won't be a problem because we are going to fix that. So I just turn on my Dremel with the buffer attachment on setting 3.5, and I start lightly but firmly smoothing the edges and making sure that they're nice and even. Now I like to go back in and check to see where I'm at, to see how even my ends are, how it compares to my other component, and then do some more final touches on the piece that I'm working on. So once those pieces are done, I will move on to these leopard pieces and then buff the thin feet that sometimes develop on the bottom of flat shapes. So I'm just gently going over the edges and smoothing to make sure that when this piece is finished, it has a nice, clean, professional look. As I'm finishing up these pieces, I do want to say wear a mask and eye protection whenever you do this. You do not want to be inhaling plastic dust particles, which is what you are creating when you are shaping polymer clay. So just be safe. Now that we're finished with shaping, we are going to move on to sanding and polishing. So when I sand, polish, and finish my jewelry, these are all of the tools that I use. Let me walk you through them. I obviously have my jewelry components. I have my sandpaper. I have a clean, fluffy brush for dusting, a soft bristle toothbrush, a bit of cool, soapy water. I have some fresh water. I've got Q-tips, a paper towel, some antibacterial hand soap, rubbing alcohol, acetone, and a cleansing balm. To start off, you want to dust off your jewelry. As you can see from buffing, there are all these little dust particles, so I take a fluffy domed brush that is clean and I dust all of that out. And sometimes there's dust particles pretty deep in the crevices. So I will grab an X-Acto knife and very, very gently push those deeper dust particles out and continue dusting my jewelry components. Now I'm grabbing some acetone and a Q-tip, and I'm going to clean off any lint, fingerprints, and unwanted marks on my jewelry. If you want to learn more about this process and how to remove lint and fingerprints from your jewelry, I've made a video on that and I will link it down below. As I'm moving on to my flat circular components, I really try to focus on smoothing the edges of the piece with acetone as well as the back. So this will just give a nice matte, smooth finish on your jewelry. You want to be careful with using the acetone as it can leave white residue marks, as I mentioned earlier in this video, but we will go over how to fix that a little bit later. Now that our surfaces are all prepped and clean, we can now sand. And when I sand, this is more so my polishing step. This gives that finished final look. My personal favorite grits are 1000 and 2000 grit sandpaper that can be used wet or dry. You should already know how to do this sanding step. If you don't, go back and watch part 1 of how to perfectly sand your polymer clay jewelry, and I go very in depth on how to use this technique. Right here, I'm just showing you that I'm moving up in grits, which is what you always want to do to get a super smooth finish on your jewelry. And this is the final step in sanding and polishing my jewelry components before I drill them and get them ready for assembling. So let's talk about that white residue that keeps showing up on your jewelry every time you use acetone or sand your jewelry components. With polymer clay jewelry, things do take practice. It does take honing in your technique a little bit. And although I'm going to show you how to remove those white marks. I do want to also give you a little insight on how to avoid those white marks in the first place so you don't have to go through all the steps of removing them, because as you will see in just a few moments, there are a lot of components to it. It can be time consuming, and if you're making lots of jewelry, you don't want to waste time fixing mistakes that could have been avoided with better technique. The reason those white marks show up is because you are working your jewelry a little too harshly. Either you are over scrubbing with the acetone, melting down the plastic so that they dry out, or you are over sanding using a grit that is too low, or just sanding too hard. Remember, polymer clay, while it is durable, is pliable and has somewhat of a delicate surface, so work with a light but firm hand. I know that sounds contradictory, but as you practice, you'll get a feel for what that means, and you'll see that improvement in your jewelry as you get that touch down. So use a lighter hand. Don't try to over scrub your jewelry component with acetone. Just do a few light swipes of acetone and that should be enough. Same for sanding. Use a light but gentle hand and a very fine grit. You don't want to start with anything really below 700 or 800 grit if you are polishing. Remember, sanding is just creating a bunch of small scratches into your jewelry. The less scratching and the finer the scratches are, the better. The less you touch and mess with your jewelry, usually the better it will turn out. So use a very high grit and use acetone very lightly when you're applying it. Now that you know that little tidbit, hopefully your jewelry won't have those white residue marks in general, but if they do appear and you're still working on that technique of touch, I've got the solution for you. And it's a little bit unconventional. It is something that I literally figured out on my own, and that's kind of the process of owning a business and being an artist. When you run into problems and the solution isn't readily available, you got to figure it out for yourself. So this is what works for me. It's a little bit funky, but I guarantee you every single time it'll work for you. So the first step to removing that white residue is to apply a basic hand soap onto a soft bristled toothbrush. Dip that in water and clean your jewelry component. The soft bristled toothbrush is going to be gentle enough that it won't scratch the surface of your jewelry. It will also very efficiently get into the nooks and crannies of your jewelry. Sometimes those white particles are due to sediment that has been left over either from the cotton swab or parts of the jewelry being melted off and turning into kind of a grainy surface. So we are scrubbing all of that off and giving it a good rinse. After rinsing, dry them off with either a paper towel or a soft cloth, and we will move on to step 2. With step 2, you will use your cleansing balm, something that doesn't foam, something that is moisturizing, fragrance free. You can potentially use a little bit of castor oil and Vaseline mixed together and just massage that into your jewelry components. Once you've thoroughly applied your balm, go ahead and give it a good rinse and dry it off with either a paper towel or a soft cloth again. So as you can see, the color is nice and rich, and these pieces are no longer dusty looking or have that white residue as I'm drying these off. Now, for many of you, these 2 steps will be enough to give you the results that you want, but I want to be extra thorough, and I know sometimes that acetone will create that white residue deep into the crevices of your polymer clay components. So we're going to go on to step 3, and I'm going to show you how to get rid of the white residue inside of those deep crevices. So grab your Sculpey thinner and clay conditioner serum. You can also use baby oil or any type of lightweight oil, and you're going to put just the tiniest bit on your jewelry. Take a fluffy brush that is clean and just start buffing that into the cracks and
crevices of your jewelry component. Once you have thoroughly buffed the oil into your jewelry component where there is no more visible white residue on your jewelry piece, go ahead and give it a good wipe down with a soft cloth to remove any excess oiliness. This will make your jewelry look cleaner, more refined, and like you never slathered it in oil or balm. And voila, no more white residue. You have a rich color and satin finish. I absolutely love using this technique. It works every single time. Now I'm just going to give these earrings a quick disinfecting wipe down with some rubbing alcohol and then assemble them.
Alright, so now I've saved the best for last. We are going to talk about the giveaway. Again, thank you so much for watching this video, watching it all the way through. I hope you gained a lot of new insights on how to perfectly sand, polish, and shape your polymer clay jewelry. So let's get into the fun stuff. For this giveaway, I've hand selected some items that I think are really helpful if you're a new maker or if you are already into polymer clay jewelry. Some of these items will be fun and exciting and useful for you anyway. So whether you're a beginner or already into polymer clay, I think these prizes will be fun for you to have and win. All of these items are going to be in one package. There will be only one winner that wins all of these fabulous prizes, but hopefully as this channel grows, I will be able to do multiple winners, bigger and better prizes. So I'm really looking forward to growing my channel with you guys. The first item that will be in this giveaway package is this 12-piece Sculpey Souffle kind of trial package. If you have seen my favorite and least favorite polymer clays video, which I will link down below if you want to know what those are, Souffle is definitely one of my favorites. It's what a lot of polymer clay makers use. It is a beautiful, beautiful clay to work with. It's also very easy to work with if you're new. So you'll get all of these fabulous colors, and yeah, I just think this is awesome to have whether you're new or not to polymer clay. The next item is an acrylic roller. Now this is a must-have item if you're working with clay. This helps you obviously roll out and condition your clay so that it's flat and even. I think you can always use a roller. It doesn't really matter how many you have, so this is a must-have item. Next, you will win a cutter for your clay. So whether you're making canes or different shapes, this rectangular cutter is so useful and so helpful, and it's a really great tool to have in your polymer clay making kit. We've got a few more items. Next, I will include a pair of jump rings that are gold plated. These are really great. They don't lose their discoloration and they're amazing for sensitive ears. There are 16 pieces, so you can make quite a few components with that. And of course, you can't make earrings with only jump rings, so of course you will also get some gold plated earring hooks, and this style is my favorite. This is what I used when I first started making polymer clay earrings. They're super sturdy and beautiful. The color never fades, and of course perfect for sensitive ears. The last physical item of this giveaway is this mini set of pliers. They're so cute, they're extra tiny. So you will get some chain nose pliers, which are perfect for bending wire or opening up these jump rings. You will get some wire cutters, and you will also get some round nose pliers at the bottom, which are perfect if you are adjusting any earring hooks. These are just 3 essential pliers that absolutely every jewelry maker should have, and that I have, as well as several pairs, and I just think this is the perfect little set, and it is so cute. So those are the prizes. And lastly, your last prize will be, I will do a 40-minute Zoom call with you answering any specific questions that you have for your business and what you want to know about polymer clay. So we'll have a little one-on-one chat, get to meet each other, and hopefully I can help coach you with a few things that you are struggling with or just want to know more about. Those are the prizes. I hope they get you excited. I'm really excited to send them out and see what you create with these prizes. This type of giveaway I have never done. I feel like it's solely for my lovely makers and supporters on YouTube. I do a ton of giveaways with my earrings on my Instagram for the people that support me and purchase from me. So I'm just very excited about doing this for you guys and seeing how it helps your business grow. Anyways, to get into the details on how to enter, the rules are very simple. All you have to do is be a subscriber of the Of Clay Jewelry YouTube channel and then comment down below, enter me. Once this video is posted, you can enter as many times as you want. The entry time period will close on Monday, June 21st at 5 p.m. and then I will announce the winner in my next video on Tuesday, June 22nd. And then we'll connect. I will get your address and everything, and I will send these amazing prizes out to you, and then we'll schedule a little Zoom call to chat. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting me and getting me to over 1,000 subscribers. And don't forget to comment any questions down below that you want me to answer next week in my Q&A video. Thank you so much for watching. Like this video, and I will see you next week on my birthday. Bye.